video is to follow up the video about social forces, economics, the basics. In this one, I want to address the basic reasons for markets. In any civilization or society, each individual must provide for their basic needs of water, food, shelter, and safety. If they fail to provide these things, then they fail to survive. There are other important things that must be provided, such as love, a sense of purpose, and belonging. We need meaningful relationships. However, I am not going to focus on them in this video. As I stated in the first video, our first step to understanding economics is that we must understand that the universe is governed by this basic physics equation. A force of a mass acts on another mass and creates change. I call this an event. We supply our necessities by applying force to our environment. The farmer plants seeds in the ground and creates food. This is where we transition things from their natural state to usable material to sustain ourselves. The farmer changes their environment because 97% of natural vegetation is not edible. When you walk into a field, you have to search for the edible items. Planting causes fields to produce close to 100% edible vegetation. Similarly, the lumberjack cuts down trees and can use them to turn into homes. Each individual applies force, or as we often say, works, to provide those things that we need. If we do all the work ourselves, it takes a great deal of time to gather the materials for one task, complete it, clean up, then gather the materials for the next task, and repeat the process so we have all those things that we need. Collectively, people figured out if they focused on one type of labor, they could save the startup and breakdown cost of time and energy and produce fewer types of items in greater numbers. The farmer is able to produce more food, the baker more bread, the shoemaker more shoes, and the home builder can build more homes. Then they can come together and trade their excess in what we call a market. All markets should engage in mutually beneficial exchange. This is where both parties are better off having made the exchange. The market is a free exchange of goods, services, and ideas. Part of the difficulty of understanding the market is that much of the function is not well documented. I don't mean bills of sale, those are done afterwards. I mean there is no one setting prices, those are negotiated. Also, many of the goods are perishable, especially food. So what are you doing? How do you contribute to the market? Are you working in production of food or goods? Or you're working in the service industry? Today, we don't usually trade in goods or services like we did in a barter system. We trade in money. Money is a common means of exchange that makes the markets function easier. It is easier to transport and store than food or homes. It doesn't have a shelf life. We need to recognize, however, that the objective is not money, but is our sustainment. Money gives us the ability to buy things that give us energy and protect us. We are trading the money for power, which gives us time. However, money has its drawbacks also, especially the way money is treated today. I will address money and its uses and abuses in another video later. How well does this system work? The markets in much of the world, especially the United States and Europe, are highly specialized and heavily industrialized. In the United States, there are over 300 million people, and in the EU, there are over 700 million people supported by markets. In the US, less than 2% of the population produces all of the food we eat, and only 21% produce all of the goods we use. 77% of the people work in the service industry. In the European Union, only 1.6% work in agriculture and 24.4% in industry. 71.3% work in services. This is a significant number of people being supported that are not working to provide the goods everyone needs. According to a World Bank report called Where is the Wealth of Nations, only 40% of the wealth in poor countries are in the goods or materials they possess. In wealthy countries, this amount is even less. 20% of the wealth is in the resources. 80% of the wealth are in the institutions that provide for the individual, family, businesses, and their property.